Hello there. Hi, and welcome. I am so glad you're here today. Today, I want to talk about something that often seems counterintuitive. I'm going to talk about going small, going smaller so that you can go big. Go small so you can go big. What I'm talking about is creating your niche or going deeper into your niche. If you've been around for a while, what could you do to go even deeper? Many people resist the idea of focusing on a small group because it almost seems like, well, what? I don't want to be smaller. I don't want to have access to less people. I also hear a lot from people who are like, well, I can help anybody. Yeah, you can help anybody. So you get to choose who you want to help. But what we're talking about here is creating a magnetic specialty niche for your marketing so that your marketing is efficient, it's effective, and it's magnetic and compelling. All right, we're going to talk about this coming up, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome. I'm Laura West. I am the CEO of the Center for Joyful Business, and I am a success and mindset coach. And what I want to share is that I have been working with successful coaches, healers, creative business owners, and conscious business owners who are making a difference in the world and who want to really step in and live their life, live their business, grow their business using their soul's divine purpose. It really is about being purpose-driven. Your purpose shows up in your business, and in your business, I call it your soul work, right? Your soul work is how you're putting your purpose out in the world, right? It's the medicine that you are meant to share with the world to help heal and transform your part of the world. And yes, while making great money when you're doing it. I find that the emphasis is not so much on the money at the beginning, or even not even the beginning. It's really all throughout. It's like, if you just try to focus on the money, then you're missing the magnetic piece. You're missing the juice, the attraction factor. The attraction factor comes in when you are aligned with the work that you are meant to do, right? Your soul work that is aligned with your purpose. It's like, this is the work you're here to do. And to work with the people doing the work that you're meant to do, right? Really embracing your medicine. So let me tell you a little more about what I'm talking about with this. So let me tell you a little story first to demonstrate this. This month, I celebrated my youngest son's graduation from college. It was just so wonderful. We had this great weekend. It's about at a college. It's about 2 hours outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And it's such, oh my gosh, it was such a fun time to see him in his natural habitat, right, at this small college, and to see the young man that he has grown into. And you can really tell, like I can tell that he has embraced his presence, his values, and his leadership, which is pretty extraordinary for somebody who is so young. Now, it'll be different when he gets in the real world. He's going to have his life lessons and all that stuff, right? But in this container of this smaller college, oh my gosh, he has grown immensely and had an impact on both himself and also all around him. And all during the different weekend festivities, the cookouts and parties that we had, people would come up to him. They were students, they were parents of the other, his fraternity brothers, even some teachers, professors, and they would shake his hand or give him a hug and really, give him these encouraging words, congratulate him, giving him encouraging words about the future. And I could really feel like his grounded presence, like he gave his attention to each person. It's pretty, it really is pretty extraordinary what he has learned. And to see him coming into his own over these last 4 years. And, a big part of this, I believe, is because he went to a small college in this great little town. And he was, early on, he was thinking, oh no, I want to go to the big college. They've got the big giant football teams. That's what it's all about, right? But actually, in the end, he chose, and we just kind of all intuitively kept guiding him in that direction. It's like we intuitively knew he would thrive and flourish in a smaller pond. And he has, he stepped in and intentionally was able to be a leader. He was president of his fraternity, and he moved up into these different positions. He was, constantly playing club sports and just really gathering people around and finding that he could be the cheerleader for them, the champion for him, right? He's probably a natural coach. Wonder where he got that from, right? But it's really classic, right? It was easier to be a big fish in a small pond, right? That is classic. It still works, right? That mindset still works. It's harder to be a small fish in a big pond because you get lost, right? You get lost, and it's hard to establish your leadership, and it's hard to get attention and really get traction. So let me dive a little more into this idea of niching. First of all, what I want to say, if you're brand new to whatever it is that you're doing, coaching, healing, being a therapist, it might be a little too soon to niche. So you don't want to do it too soon. If you don't have experience, you actually do need to do your work, right? Do your work, your coaching, your healing, working with a variety of people so that you can see, who do you love working with? Who lights you up? Who do you get the best results with? Or what kind of work is it that you do that you love coming back to over and over again? And then as soon as you figure that out, then you start claiming what I call your magnetic specialty niche. All right. If you've been around for a while and you're more seasoned, my guess is that you probably already have a niche, right? That's part of what has helped you be successful. And my invitation to you is to go deeper and to go more focused. There is a time where you'll go broader and you can go more mass market. But usually if you go back through those people's history, the people we see who are with Hay House, big publishing companies, who attract thousands of people to their programs and sell tens of thousands of books, they probably started somewhere that was really focused, right? So this is what I call your magnetic specialty niche. This is where it's a smaller pond, very specific, but you can dive deeper and become an expert and a leader with this group so much faster than you can if you're with the larger pond. So there's 3 ways that you can do this. One is you can pick a service, right? Pick a service that you love. I had a client who for a long time, he worked with people who were in recovery. They were not at the beginning of recovery. They were later in the later years of recovery, because he knew what it was like day to day to day to day to pick that choice and keep picking that choice. And they were at a point where it was no longer just about their recovery. They were ready to flourish in this life now that they had a little more of a handle on how they wanted to be in their life, right? So it wasn't so much about a group of people. It was about a particular service, a problem, a particular area. I have several clients who come from a sales background, and in the sales background, they can help people with sales, right? And so it's more about sales in different companies. It might be entrepreneurs, it might be big companies, it might be in manufacturing companies, it might be in IT companies. They're really good at that process. And so they can become an expert, or are becoming an expert. Their magnetic specialty niche is they help salespeople flourish, right? And they all have their unique way of doing that. Now, the second way of creating a magnetic specialty niche is to pick a group of people. And usually it's someone that you have access right now, like they're close to you. So when I first started coaching over 22 years ago, I worked with other marketing managers. I worked with other VPs of marketing, people who were in that corporate arena who were exhausted. They were burned out, right? That was my background. That's where I came from. That's who that's who my colleagues were, and that's who I had access to. So I was able to build that up. After I kept doing more coach training and took some advanced coach training, I actually started embracing my marketing experience, and I started coaching my colleagues, my coaching colleagues. And then I broadened that over time and have a magnetic specialty niche around conscious entrepreneurs who are doing soul work in the world. So my magnetic specialty niche is helping coaches, change makers, healers of all types who are expanding their soul work, whatever their heart work is, right, out into the world so they can make great money and really make a big difference. So another example, I have a client who used to do training and speaking for big pharma companies, right, these big pharmaceutical companies, and he made great money, right? He was traveling. It was just, they loved him, right? He's really naturally good at speaking, training, connecting with an audience. But he realized at some point that he was essentially selling his soul for great money, right? So he took, and these are his words, right? That he felt like he was selling his soul. And it wasn't, I guess it wasn't nutritional is what I would say, right? It wasn't nourishing back to him. When you are in alignment with your soul's divine purpose, the work that you do is as nutritional to you, it's as nourishing to you as it is to them. So he took a courageous leap and started focusing on clients that he loved working with. And these were family-owned businesses, the owners of small companies. I say small companies, 10 million to 300 million of family-owned businesses, right? And he is all about being real, being authentic, being the everyday guy who is going to help them connect to their heart and their values and helping them grow their business, focusing on what's important, but without working 24/7, right? Sacrificing their life. And you know what? It's been hard for him to turn down the consistent big money from the bigger companies. But the more he does that, the more he has focused on who his magnetic specialty niche is. Oh my gosh, now he has a wait list. He consistently turns down clients from his olden days, as he says. In fact, the more he says no, the more in demand he is. And so his challenge is, and that's what we're working on, is how does he expand and grow while staying true to his magnetic specialty niche, true to the way he's meant to show up in the world with his soul's divine blueprint. So that's where the growth opportunity is, right? When you have a magnetic specialty niche, you can go deep by practicing asking great questions and by practicing listening deeply, deep listening. All right. If you're already seasoned, you probably already have a niche, right? And you probably know who your people are, what you do for them. But the way to go deeper in that and to really activate the magnetic part, right, is to go deeper, to go smaller, to say, I'm going to be the expert in this. And what do my clients need? Right? To really listen to them and get them in a way that nobody else does. Then every program, every product you offer, all the content that you offer, your TV show, your podcast, right? Your video streams, right? It becomes truly magnetic because people are like, wow, are you talking to me? It's not a marketing thing. You didn't find the right perfect marketing strategy. What I will say is the perfect marketing strategy is to go inside and to say, who are my people? What is my beautiful brilliance? And how do I marry them together? Or how do I pick the right service and marry that together? So the third way of really expanding your business with a magnetic specialty niche is when you have both the ideal group and the service, so that these are the people that I work with, like me, my people are, this is what I do, are coaches, healers, change makers, people who are conscious entrepreneurs, and I help them grow their business and live an abundant life and grow an abundant, beautiful business that they love, 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 right? To me, that's the wildly abundant success all the way around. So let me give you another example. One of my former clients, she's an executive leadership coach, right? Just like business coaches, and it's like there's tons and tons, there's tens of thousands of executive leadership coaches. But you know what? Her business really shifted and started taking off. She's getting all sorts of invitations to speak, be on podcasts, because she identified her magnetic specialty niche, right? Her magnetic specialty niche is working with nonprofit leaders on expanding their passionate leadership. She has embraced her, what I call your unique, beautiful brilliance, her background of being a preacher's daughter, that she knows what it's like to work for a nonprofit. She knows what it's like to be so focused on your community, right? She knows what it's like to have a purpose-driven life. And she knows what is the good and the bad, the ups and the downs with that. And so she uses that and blends that with her focus on authentic leadership skills so that she can speak to them in a way, these nonprofit leaders, in a way that no one else can, right? She's got this unique story and experience. And so that's what makes it magnetic. All right. So here's what I want to say is I've been doing this work for 20 years. And the thing is you don't ever just get it. You don't get your magnetic specialty niche and then you're done. You get it, you work with it, you evolve it, right? You listen, you ask questions and you listen, you ask questions and you listen, and you pay attention to where it's evolving to and where you're evolving to. Your business is going to constantly grow. And so is that magnetic specialty niche. And, I would say that if you are having issues in your business, if you are at either having trouble getting clients, or you've got clients, but you are not sure how to leverage, how to scale, how to go up, I would say go smaller, go deeper, be more focused, be more clear about who it is and what do you do for them, because that's where the magnetism comes in. And it's not about go out and find the market and who's the market and then bend yourself to fit that market. It is who's there in your heart that you're meant to serve, and what is the medicine that you're meant to deliver. All right. So my invitation to you is, how can you go deeper within yourself, embrace your unique, beautiful brilliance, right? That unique combination of skills, talents, passions, expertise, strengths, values, personality that nobody else has, right? Your uniqueness. And then who is it that you can serve? And how can you go deeper in that? If you're already been doing that, you're already doing your soul work in this way, how do you go deeper within your magnetic specialty niche to make it so that it's like when somebody reads your email, they're like, oh my gosh, she is talking to me. She's inside my head, right? She knows exactly what I'm experiencing. That's a magnetic specialty niche. All right, I want to thank you for being here today. And if you are more curious about how do you activate your soul work, how do you get that out there in a way and live this wildly abundant life and business that you just love showing up for each and every day, even when things are challenging and tough, because I'm not going to say it's not challenging and tough. You can, but there's ways that you can align your energy and work through that so that it's like you're always making empowered decisions. You're always coming and calling in your highest good and co-creating with the universe as you do this. All right, you can go over to joyfulbusiness.com. Lots of resources over there. You can sign up for my free gift, which is this wonderful universal abundance flow meditation and a 7-day journal about co-creating with the universe. All right, take care. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Joyful Business TV. Thank you for watching this episode of Joyful Business TV. I want to invite you to get more creative strategies and support for growing your business. You can start right now by activating your abundance mindset with a really powerful creative visualization that will help you get into the universal abundance current, one of my favorite things to do. And you'll also get a companion 7-day journal that will help you create a daily habit of co-creating with the universe. These are 2 powerful resources that you can get started right now to help grow your business and activate that abundant mindset. You just go over to activateabundancegift.com.